everybody, welcome back to my channel. I just want to thank you all so much for all of your really kind words and everything. This situation, I feel, is just gotten to a point of absolute urgency, and I'm sure many of you guys have been feeling that. A lot of stuff with our country has, I feel like, been shaken up in the last several days, and I feel like even more truths are coming to light right now. So this is definitely going to be like a really tough pill, I think, for our country going into this like next chapter right now, because we didn't really have a lot of clarity on what happened during the regime of Donald Trump. So hi guys. Hey Rita, Teresa, and Devin. Hi guys. So every day is obviously a struggle for me. You know, the level of the attacks are, you know, they've been very bad. Obviously. They stick something in my spine now so that I can't move or walk. That's like the latest thing that they do to me. But I feel that somehow we are getting to the other side. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a shakeup and a stir, and there are people who are waking up to the truth right now of like what really happened during his presidency, that this was an infiltration, that this was a full-blown Nazi regime, this was white nationalism, dividing our country and conquering our country. And the more you knew about this plot and agenda, I feel put you in a more targeted category, which is what happened to me. But there are some things coming to light, I want to say, about him. I can feel energy around him, and it's bad. It's like really bad, guys. But the emphasis I'm getting today is that he sold contracts, okay? That's a big one. I'm getting really strong that he sold military contracts. There's something major around his defense contracts that I'm getting really, really strong with his presidency. And I'm also getting that they're null, okay? Like, they're not legit contracts that he made. He didn't have the right to sell what he sold. So the contracts are not forthright in some way. Like, I'm getting something about the contracts being null. I just keep seeing nullified, all right? So that's the big word coming through with his contract. He sold everything. That man sold everything, okay? He sold our country out from underneath us. That's what's coming to light right now. That's the truth that has to come to the light. I'm getting chills telling you that. We have to talk about that, okay? I know that so many of my OGs knew this already. And I know that we knew things were shaky, like I said. I was reading on this with all of you when it was all going down. We all watched him, you know, come out and give his Nazi salute, okay? He gave his Hitler salute, whatever. We all knew. It's not like we didn't know, but just how embedded it was at that point, I feel it was kind of like past the point of no return. Like, that's kind of what I'm getting. But there is something about the defense contracts. I'm also getting something about the grays. So the grays, I feel the messages I was getting about the gray aliens is that they were an experiment that we partook in like around the 60s. And this is what I was getting messages on last year. Nothing surprises me anymore because now that I'm hearing more and more about just a lot of stuff within our fabric. I mean, I don't know. But there is something around Area 51 and the grays, and I'm getting a message around something where he did sell some kind of contracts around that as well. Like, it feels like he's sold, like, top secret intelligence and things that he shouldn't have even come close to. But I keep getting this connection to some secret information around the Greys and them also being weaponized against us. So that would be more of the alien type stuff and more of like the unseen that we would be dealing with right now. Okay, so there's definitely a lot of alien stuff coming up lately, and God knows what else he freaking sold, because I'm getting information just right now. I'm getting a message around UFOs. So he could have sold off some very high level, technology, linked to some kind of an aircraft, and then, that's the aircraft now that Israel has. It's like something like that. Like, he sold our technology. It's like he sold everything out from underneath us because he is he's a traitor. He's a terrorist. That's who that man is. So I feel like a lot of the defense contracts are coming to light right now, like I said, and this is a huge component to how he sold us out, basically. So I just think that is this going to come out in trial? Yeah. This stuff's coming out. Like, it's so bad. Like, it's so fucking bad. And I don't know who was covering it. I don't know where the trails got messed with. Okay, I don't know what happened. But within the last 3 days, I'm telling you that something shifted, okay? Something shifted within the last 3 days. And there is evidence of major crimes, okay? Major crimes. Bigger than any of the other ones that have come to the light. There it is. I have the White House coming in around that. It's bad. There's a lot of contracts. There's a lot of stuff coming through. It feels like he sold a piece of our country to almost every one of our enemies, if I'm going to be honest. Like, that's what it feels like. And I don't know if that happened because he didn't win the second election and that was his FU to us. Like, I'm not sure when the transactions took place, per se. I'm hearing 2018, okay? So that's the year of when everything, I guess, turned, okay? 2018. That's right around the time that, everything started to turn. Yeah. That sounds about right. That's exactly the time. So these contracts are major because if we uncover the contracts and we find out what's in these contracts and we realize he had no rights to sell what he sold, that's where we're going to be running. He's going to be running into some major problems. Okay, major problems. I'm hearing government secrets, alliances, like trade secrets. Everything you could think of that man fucking sold, okay? That's what's coming out right now. So it's big. It's very big. It feels like people are rallying around this right now. And it feels like the people who know, like they're doing something about it right now. Like, they're motivated is what it feels like. Like, shit's moving right now at like a rapid pace. I'm also getting stuff about licensing, gaming licensing being sold to Russia. I told you all I was getting messages that they bought our media. I was seeing like the people who were in our media who was actually buying the media. Like, when I was looking at the credits. Let me stop this real quick. Okay. Just don't want anyone running it. When I was looking at the credits, I was realizing, oh my God, this is like Russia and China at the bottom of the credits. Once they buy the media, that's it. Once they're in the licensing agreements, that's it. A lot of this ties into the AI agendas, okay? I was getting a lot of references like to the smart city and all of those technologies. So it's like I want to say it's, I don't know what the wording is, like a crumbling effect kind of a thing, where it's like one thing led to the next, to the next, and the next, and the next. And now all of a sudden we have these other enemies that have all of our technology and are trying to own the world right now. It's like that kind of an energy. I'm hearing the movie The Empire Strikes Back right now, so maybe you guys can fill me in on that one. I was watching Frozen 2 again today, and that was like a big convo about all the Disney films, all the symbolism in them. Frozen 2 is like a biggie, like everything. Like I was like rewatching it and I was like taking notes. Like I was like, okay, so they're showing like the water molecules like in the air. And that is talking about like more of the weather. I feel like weaponizing of the weather molecules. I was getting something about the water molecules being tainted in the air. And then we had that weather balloon come through with China. Also, there was a lot of other symbolism that I could like pick up on other than the obvious stuff. The big one is the bridge. Like, I feel like the bridge is a big one. Like, the bridge is symbolic of something. I just don't know what it is. Like, if it's like a physical bridge. But this week, on my weekly energy reading, I got this song, Bridge Over Troubled Water, and that was like a big part of the message for the weekly energy was the bridge. And it's like he built this dam, which is a bridge, and it was out of malicious intent, and everything turned. Also, she kept hearing a voice throughout the movie. She kept hearing a voice in her head. That's V2K, the voice in her head, and the spirits. And when she's going into the portals and everything, it's like, yeah, all of that, getting chills. So that's V2K they're talking about in Frozen 2, okay? And that's legit. I was like, the voice in her head is V2K. Oh my God. She kept hearing a voice and she kept hearing me calling her. There was another scene in Frozen 2 where there's a lizard that goes on fire. That's the reptilian. Also, the whole woods and everything goes on fire. I'm not sure if that was a prediction for Maui or not. But we already had Moana come out before Frozen. So that's the heart of Te Fiti. So there was like a lot of symbolism, okay? I feel like very strongly in that. If you like, I almost feel like every scene there is symbols of what has happened. She talks about earth, wind, fire. It's like they're trying to unlock the keys to earth. And she said when she says specific phrases like they already got this, they already got that, next is Earth, and then they all have to run out of the city. I'm thinking like that's talking about the seismic events with the weather weapons that are at those Air Force bases. I was getting a lot of messages around the tectonic plates and them messing with that. So yeah, I think all of it's there. There's also the hidden giants, okay? I also feel like there was links in Frozen 2 to their animatrix system because it does look like a computerized system. I mean, when she's with all of the different bots and things like that, with the hidden giants, that it reminds me of these kind of like mega bots I've seen in my third eye in the astral realms. It looks like a video gaming kind of system. So yeah, a lot of stuff in there. Encanto, another big one. There is an island, Isabella, which is supposed to be a gateway or a portal. It's in the ocean, and it's supposed to be a bridge of sorts. So and that's all about the black magic, and a lot of that kind of stuff. So yeah, every Disney film has like direct messages around what's going on. There's also, there's a lot of stuff about that. Okay, so yeah, go watch your Disney films. We were talking about it for a long time in my Earth Force space team or whatever over on the Angel and Fairy tier on how to help with the planet. So every day I think is a new learning in terms of how they've broken into our codes, how they've broken into the DNA. I've seen it, there's intruder energies in the DNA. COVID-19 is a direct connection to that as well. COVID-19. bioweapon, okay? So that's a good question, Froxy Roxy. So we wanted to know if Disney was good as well. We read on that in that group via Zoom, and we were getting messages that Disney was trying to get the messages out, and that is something that they have always done since the beginning, and they were known to do that. And you can go back even to like Sound of Music. Sound of Music. It's all about the Nazis and escaping, and him being overtaken and them having to leave in the middle of the night, and they're hiding in churches. They're classic for getting out the dark agendas. That is what they're meant. That's what they have done for a long time. I don't think it's an accident that Ron DeSantis has declared war on Disney. Like, no, I don't think that's an accident. You know what I mean? Like, I think that there is so much more behind everything that's going on. Yeah, I think there's a lot with that. Yeah. So just some food for thought for all of you. But I just wanted to get those messages to you today. And thank you so much for all of your prayers. And thank you so much for understanding everything that I've gone through and just how hard it is. I really just like reached a breaking point with it, with the attacks and how bad they've been in the last couple of weeks. It's been just horrifying and terrifying. But we just have to keep, coming through with the truth of everything and what happened and what is happening to all of us. And the more people that, have courage to come forward and talk about their attacks and what's going on, is a huge win as well. I know so many people in government have already come forward around their attacks with V2K. I know so many people have. But it is real, and yeah. So a lot of stuff coming to light. As I'm saying that, like, devil comes right out. I mean, just so much stuff. I know that Trump's head IT guy, he just flipped the other day. And that's big. His head IT guy at Mar-a-Lago flipped on him. So he might have some pretty big info or intel. I'm hoping. But yeah, so hopefully lots more is going to continue to come to the light. I really just get the message right now for America, for us, we have to come together on both sides right now to fix this. Like, we're going to have to get the right information, and we have to align regardless of our views on everything right now. Like, we have to see the bigger picture of what happened and more of how compromised we were. And I think it's like a lot of that has to come through. It feels like that's the energy right now for the US, Eight of Wands and the Hierophant. Exactly, Rita. The dominoes are lining up and are starting to collapse. That's what it feels like energetically. Yeah, it does. It feels like the people that have the information, it's like coming to the light now. Like the people who really know the truth, the people that were at the very, very, very top, it's coming to light now about what really happened, and we're getting a correlation of everything. Like I'm hearing like stuff with licensing, gaming, like buying the rights to certain gaming and stuff like that. That might be why I was hearing Mattel like so strongly, and Animatrix. Yeah, a lot of stuff coming to light, I think, with buyouts, and like I said, the contracts, the defense contracts is like a really huge one. So yeah, every single contract holds a piece of information, and it feels like we're getting to each of those contracts right now. Yeah, there's a lot. It's a lot coming to light right now. Especially everything they were doing with like the timeline shifts and everything like that. Can and will all of this be reversed? Like, what it feels like to me is like There's a small team that knows what's up, okay? They're working steadily right now, coming forthwith, like fast and hard, and we're moving. Like, we're moving, and it's like, we're just going. Like, that's what it feels like right now. I feel that we're so strong, regardless of numbers, of who knows or who doesn't right now. I feel like we're strong, like we're a rock. There we go. Sun coming through. Like, we're strong. Like, whatever this team is, it could be like 2 people, but they're fucking strong as hell. Like, that's it. Just us. But we'll figure it out. There is, I do want to talk also, because in my dream state around 2021, in my third eye, I constantly kept seeing my twin flame, which, whatever that was, whatever that energy was, kneeling down, okay, as if they were going down for a proposal, okay, and I didn't understand what that energy was until I watched Frozen 2, and in Frozen 2, the whole movie, who was it? What's the name of the guy? The guy lost in the woods? Not Sven. That's his heart. Anyways, he was trying to propose to Anna the entire film. That's another one. That's a really biggie. That's a big one. So the twin flames could have been messed with. Like, I've talked about the twin flame portal in terms of their marriage contracts. Okay, I'm getting chills on that. And that's how they got into our sacred being, okay? And that's where a lot of that monarch mind control comes through, is through that cord. That's the sacred cord that runs through our ethereal bodies and light bodies. But I did notice that. I was like, oh my God, the proposal, that's a big one. Like, that's the marriage contracts. That's the twin flame contracts. That's the portal they broke into. They broke into it by attacking the twins, I believe, during their dream state, possibly. And I've come on and talked about the twins and that attack. And yeah, that was like, that's a big one that they broke into. I don't really know how to fix that contract that they broke into, but it's something linked to the metabolic DNA. So that's how they got in. Our DNA was compromised. I was getting messages that blah, 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 and me sold it. Okay. And I think there was also break-ins into hospitals and things like that, into the networks. And I think if they get like a quarter of the population's DNA, that's enough to hack it in some way. So those were other messages. So I will leave you there. Thanks for so much of your prayers and understanding of everything that's going on with me. And I just don't want this to happen to any of you. And I know that what they did to me is connected to the smart city in Maui, because they're trying to ask for all of their DNA right now. And once they get your DNA, that's how they can break into your system. Mine was done through a direct attack on me through a smart dust system. And it was, I believe, a very advanced company that attacked me. But once they break into the DNA, they can break into everything, and then that's how they own you, and then you would be hooked up to their smart city at that point, and you're literally like a robot. So anyways, I'll leave you guys there. Wish you guys the best. Stay to the light. Bring everything to the light. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon, okay? Bye.